Hi John, thanks for joining us. How are you?
Yeah, really good, thank you.
Good. Do you want to start by telling us a bit more about Fearless Video and how the concept came about and sort of what the reason is behind Fearless Video?
Yeah, so Fearless Video is all about helping businesses to overcome their fear of actually getting on camera and promoting their personal brand and the brand of the business. So essentially we're a video production company, but it's a bit more than that. It is about working with the business owner and the employees to really come across as their very best on video.
Okay, and the fearless element, is that something you find quite a lot in business owners, in employees, that there's a fear there of getting on video?
Absolutely. I think the number one thing that is stopping businesses from actually putting video content out is an anxiety about being on video. And you probably know what that's like, right?
Yeah,
because you probably had the conversation yourself when you thought about creating this content. It's like,
of course.
Can we get away with doing a podcast? Could it just be a blog?
Yeah.
There's a number of ways that you can kind of dance around not putting video content out, but ultimately you and I know that video is the number one kind of marketing tool in terms of social media stuff to get your brand out.
Yeah.
But people don't like the way they look.
Yeah.
They don't like the way they sound. And I think there's a sense of imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
That people feel uncomfortable. Maybe they're not claiming to be an expert in their field, but others look at them as an expert, but they don't feel like an expert.
Yeah.
So when you put something out on Twitter or Facebook or LinkedIn even, you open yourself to attack.
Yeah.
Are people going to like what I'm saying? Are they going to come back and be like, you're an idiot?
Oh, you mentioned the excuse that they don't look good or they don't sound good. I'm a firm believer of, in whatever we do, there's a lot of noise around an excuse, but typically that comes down to one or two key things. So if someone says to you, my hair's not right, I don't want to get on video today, do you think it's an educational perspective that they don't actually know how to present themselves? Or for me, I'm at a stage now where I'll just get on video, and I'm sure you're the same. What are the actual reasons people don't want to get on video?
Yeah, I think if I ever speak to somebody, I talk about a scale of, tell me on a scale of 1 to 10, where are you at in terms of your fear or anxiety of being on video? So if 10 is, you are furthest from ever going on video, you just don't want to go there at all. Or at number 1, where you're pretty close to being a YouTube star. Mm. And I think you need to be around a 6, 7 or 8 in a mindset of understanding why you need to go on video. If you're at 10, you're far from. You'll find it, like we talked about. You'll find a number of reasons not to do it, and you can put out a blog, you can put up pictures, of other things and other people, and you can avoid ever doing it. I think you need to understand why video is so good, and when you understand that, it's a sense of, okay, now I understand why I need to do video, I can get around to the process of actually putting myself out there. So, in trying to answer your question, I don't like the fact I have no hair.
Yeah.
That bothers me. Putting myself out on video, and I'm not the young man I once was, but I understand that actually to grow my business, to grow my personal brand, going on video is the best way of doing it. So I'm trying to put myself out there.
And I think it's about, you have to take things into consideration. With telemarketing that we do, people are so worried about making the call, they don't make it. People are so worried about getting on video, they don't. We've got to put, what's the reward here?
Absolutely.
And what really is the worst thing that happened? That some keyboard warrior could put, what you're saying is wrong. And we're always going to get them. Like you get a keyboard warrior with video content on social media, you're going to get a grouchy receptionist or a managing director who says to you that, why are you cold calling me, when they've got a team of 20 doing the same things other businesses, But I think once you understand that, what is really the worst thing that could happen? there's not a lot really.
That's it, right? We're not, and this is what I say to people, you know, especially, you know, with recorded video, it's like, we'll put something out, say something to the camera. Did you like it? I didn't like it. Okay, that's fine. We cut it. We don't ever have to use it. And when you can understand some of that process, that's what editing is for. You cut out the bits you don't like. I mean, you see it over TV all the time. I mean, people, you know, that produce great dramas, everyone's seen the blooper reel, right?
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
But they don't just put out all the raw footage. It's carefully crafted, and it's the same with business videos. You can craft a message. What I'm trying to get across more and more is that actually what you don't want to become is like a state media driven company where everything is very down the lens, and are you this sort of business owner, are you looking for that? People don't buy into that anymore. No. They want to know personality. They want to work with somebody that they get along with. So a thought coming down when I was driving down here, and I was thinking, well, am I going to say the right things? Because I'm still trying to put myself and get over my kind of anxiety of live speaking. And I was thinking to myself, I think I need to treat this as if I'm a celebrity. I'm not a celebrity, but I need to treat it as if I am. So a celebrity doesn't go into an interview going, am I going to say the right things? They just speak about what it is they're doing. They might have a bit of a line about whatever it is they're promoting.
Of course.
But that's where you get those little nuggets, isn't it? Where suddenly a newspaper will say, oh, so-and-so, so-and-so reveals that they've been a lifelong fan of this product or something. Because it's just, that's what's come out in that conversation. So we're talking today and I'm saying one thing, I might have an entirely different conversation or perspective or slant on that the next time we speak or when I go and speak somewhere else. So what I'm saying isn't wrong.
No.
It's just a kind of the message is still the same. It's just a slightly different angle every time. And the more you put yourself out there, it builds a kind of a more all-round picture of who you are. Because you're not always just giving the same message in the same way every time.
And from a marketing perspective, it's priceless, isn't it? It's the trust element, the credibility that you're happy to put your face on camera. So I know, had a good friend of mine and another guest, Ryan, was on the show a few weeks ago. He's in the Forex industry. But what I love about Ryan, what a lot of people love about Ryan, is he puts up a video, there's a face.
Yeah.
And we know how negative the industry can be seen. But with him, they trust him. They see him on video, they see his face everywhere, and it's massive.
Yeah.
And I think if you're not doing some form of video marketing, or even starting, yourself, you've got to be doing something.
Yeah, and I think there's really simple ways of just getting going. Just a simple introduction video. This is who I am. This is what I do. This is how I can help you, and this is how you get in touch. It's so simple and basic in some way, and you can craft a script for that if you want. It's a very, it's a simple format. But once you've done one and you see the response that will get you, and I say this to my clients all the time, is just regardless of what you feel you look like on the video, please put it out, because you'd be surprised by the amount of people who still will sit on a video.
Of course.
Because they don't, like the way that their face looks on a particular video. And I've done it with my own videos. I'm my own worst critic when it comes to editing. I don't like the way my top lip doesn't move very much, or I sort of squint, or I put a funny face. So I won't be kind of as inclined to use it. But actually, that's how people see me every day.
Yeah.
So they don't look at it and go, "Oh, he looks a bit weird."
For example, I don't watch the edits.
No, and I say this to people.
I just say, stick it out there.
Just put it out. Just put it up. As long as I not said anything is incriminating.
Yeah, and if anything does come of it, we'll deal with it afterwards.
Yeah.
But as long as we know we've done everything right and we've put our views across in a good way, then I don't need to watch it again.
No, absolutely.
Once it's edited, you guys stick it out, and we go from there. So, regards fearless, one of the most, from personal experience, feared times are when you set a business up.
Yeah.
You go from the security of full-time employment into a world of you are in charge of your own destiny, pretty much, right? So, interestingly, business called Fearless. Talk to me about how the journey to creating Fearless, and was there any fear there when you did set up Fearless?
Well, it's a strange one, because no one in my family has, as far as I'm aware, set up a business. So I was kind of trailblazing in that sense. When I left school, I wanted to be a cameraman at the BBC. That was kind of how I saw the world, and this is back in like the 90s. So it's like digital hadn't taken off, internet wasn't a thing. So the idea of running a video production company myself just was never going to be an option, because I didn't have millions of pounds to throw into a studio, cameras, edit suites, all of that would be required. So for me it was like, I'm going to be a cameraman at the BBC and that would be my life. And then sort of fast forward a few years, I'd done some work in shopping telly, didn't like the culture, didn't like the way that people treated one another, so I quit, I walked out, a kind of a first fearful moment of saying, right, I'm quitting this job which I've trained for 4 years, plus even when I was doing my GCSEs I knew I wanted to do it, so I was doing photography. So effectively 6 years of my life to get to this point, and I walked out and I'd moved away from home, and I can remember my parents just going, what are you doing? Like, we've got you here, you moved out, you're living away from home and you want to come back and work in a newsagent. What's that? I thought, just trust me on this. I just don't like the culture. I don't like the way that they're treating people, and I don't want to work the rest of my life somewhere like this. It just doesn't feel right. So I then went into youth work. I was in a band for 5 years. I totally turned my back on the whole video thing. Not for any reason other than you couldn't just set up your own company. Again, fast forward on, and I've got married. We were thinking of having a family. I'm like, well, I can't be a youth worker, sadly, and raise a family, because I just can't do the things I want to do. So, digital's come on, cameras have come down in price, and you can edit from your bedroom. Yeah. So I have to teach myself digital, because I used to do everything on analog and VHS tape, and bought some equipment, grew the business, and then discovered I had no business acumen, couldn't find a client. How do you get a client, right? I can do the video stuff, I'm very good at that, but didn't know how to get the client, didn't know what marketing was, didn't even know what networking was. Yeah. So I kind of fumbled my way through the first couple of years, then lost two contracts, and found myself in this position where I've now got a mortgage, I've got kids, and no idea how to market anything. So I hooked up with a business coach, and one of the things that he said to me was, John, where are your videos? So true, isn't it? And I went, what do you mean? I make videos, I don't go on video. Yeah. It's like, you're a video guy and you don't make videos? It's like, yeah, it's kind of weird, and practice what you preach, right? Moment. Yeah, light bulb moment, and fear moment, because I'm like, oh right, I'm gonna have to get on video and but sometimes we need that. We need an outside voice. Yes. Want to just backtrack to the newsagents part where you quit your job. I was watching Steve Bartlett, and he had Jimmy Carr on. Right. Okay. And Patrice Evra. Yeah. United at West Ham was on the week before. Yeah. Don't know if you've seen it. He gets his last guest to write a question in his book. Okay. For the next guest, but he doesn't know. The guest doesn't know who the next guest is going to be. Interesting. That's a great idea. Patrice Evra's question was really simple. Actually, it was, "Are you happy?" Right. And that takes me back to your time at the "Are you happy?" And Jimmy Carr sat there for a bit and went, "Yeah." He goes, "That's a really good question." And Patrice Evra, good vibes, great, great personality. And he said, apparently his wife asked him that question, changed his life. And it's so true, isn't it? Why do something you don't enjoy? I was the same. I was at a business, I hated it. Yeah. Why continue to do something if you're not happy? Yeah, and this was everything that I wanted. It was live telly. I wasn't like a T-boy. I was assistant floor manager. So it was all the hustle and bustle. But I just something about it was making me miserable, and I know it was the culture and it was the people. And maybe if I'd had a different start in the TV world, if it wasn't shopping telly, if it'd been something different, maybe I'd have felt the same. But I dipped my toes in, and I'm not wishing to slag off the television industry at all. But actually, it's not for me.
Yeah,
I'm not that guy.
of course.
It's just, I love it. I still get excited by live, and I go and watch TV being made. And recently, I drop a massive clang, I worked on the Star Wars thing at Pinewood Studios. In some of the best 4 months of my life working on this, and I love the Star Wars franchise. Growing up as a kid, that was my thing. So this was like bucket list #1 job, work on a Star Wars. It's not a film, it's a TV series. But so there I am doing that, and I loved it. But again, coming away from it, part of me tried to open a few doors to try and push it, because this was all during COVID, and I was questioning what I wanted to do. And actually, I've sort of come to the conclusion, I've come to peace with the idea that, you've done that, and that's great, you enjoyed it, it was a lot of fun, but that industry just isn't for you. And I feel like I'm at peace with that now.
Yeah.
And I'm happy helping the people that I get to help. That's where I really get my
And how long's Fearless been going for now?
Well, Fearless has been going for a year as the Fearless brand. Before that, because when you start the business, you don't know what you just get an email address, don't you? And so I called myself Joe Productions Media Limited, or because I felt that that's how I had to present myself in a corporate way. I am J Productions. We do productions of what? Yeah. So then I added the media, because we're media. But it says nothing about me or who I am. There was no personality to it. I mean, it was literally just grey. Just bland.
Ron Seal.
It was, yeah, and I don't even know if it did that.
And how long was that?
Well, that was going for, I've been in business for 14 years now, I think.
So what kind of companies are you helping at the moment?
So where I get a real kick is working with small businesses who are looking to put themselves out onto video for the first time, or have been making videos in-house but just really aren't happy with the results and want to kind of up the level. So I do work with bigger companies, but where I get my real joy is working with the small sort of 1 to sort of 4, 5, 6 employees who they've got a bit of a budget and they understand why they want to be creating video. And yeah, for me it is all about helping the business owner or the team of people who are going to go on video to really excel on camera, and to get them relaxed, and to get them to a point where they really they look at the video and they go, that's me. Yeah. Because we've all looked at video of ourselves going, why? I don't feel like that's me. It's the way I talk. It doesn't sound. Of course. It doesn't sound like I'm more passionate than that. Why don't I sound like I care? Yeah. It's those sort of things, and actually, by working with business owners and I say their employees, I can help. And there's a number of, there's technical stuff, there's bits of equipment that we can bring in to help, and then there's just the working with technique and what do you do, what does one do with their hands when they're on video?
There's so many different things, but that's really interesting. So we're going to move on now to the wheel. So we've got 36 questions. This
is why I wanted to do. When you told me about this, I was like, mate, that is such a good idea.
We've got 36 questions that are all related to marketing and how you personally run your marketing and your business. If you land on 0, no one has yet. There is a prize.
There's a prize
for the lucky 0.
Excellent.
Okay, so whenever you're ready, if you want to have a little swig, and let's see what we swing.
Let's feel the tension in the room.
Oh, 1 of 0, 32 red. So, what are your honest thoughts on the lead generation industry? Honest thoughts.
Honest thoughts of lead generation. I've actually got. I've had good and bad experiences. some where I feel like people have taken my money and run, and you get nothing for it. And they tend to be some of these larger companies that are kind of faceless, and they tend to have reached out to me, and then you feel like you're sidelined into working with them, and you're kind of, oh, we'll trial you on a 3-month and then we'll work it from there. And actually I've been a bit disappointed with that. But then I've had some really, really positive stuff where I've been working with people who are happy to pick up the phone, because I'm terrible at picking up the phone, and I'm aware that you get the experts in to do this stuff, and when you get a team of people who actually care about your business, will listen to what it is that you're trying to offer to your customer, and create something that then they put out in the right way, you start to see the benefits of it. So, like, I'm all for like lead generation companies, but it has to be like a relationship thing. They have to really want to know about me and what it is I'm
to build that
to build a relationship, so that they can really go out and sell what it is that I do. I had good success through telesales before lockdown and all of that. And to be honest, I should probably pick that up again, really.
Next spin.
Here we go. 00 dead. Ooh, no, gone all the way around. 11.
Number 11. What is your biggest challenge when it comes to generating new business?
Biggest challenge to generating new business? I wonder whether is it time, or is it just laziness? I don't know. Generating new business. One of the things that I'm well aware of is that if you're going to grow your business, you need to be bringing people in who can help you to do that. And to try and think that you can do it all yourself is just a nonsense. So whether that's the case of, if you think that you're the best at generating the leads, I think that's fine, but you've got to offload what it is that you do. But if actually someone like myself, who is very hands-on with working with the client, I don't necessarily have the time to generate new leads, because I'm finding myself going out and doing filming and then coming back and doing editing. So I think that it's time. It's a time save.
And that's so common, a lot of people come to us, and when you actually dig deeper, it's time. They're too busy to generate new business. The problem with that is, when you're a renewal business, if a contract drops off, you're in the mud.
Because it's something that you need to be doing all in the good times. Just keep that.
It's a priceless part. A lot of people deem lead generation internally and externally, and even sales, as a drain on their business. But in my opinion, it's the heartbeat. You need constant channels always working for you. That's interesting. Your next spin.
Okay. For that 00. No, it's not happening to that. 28.
28. What KPIs do you set for your marketing? So do you have any key performance indicators that you use to track your marketing channels?
I'm going to be totally honest and say I don't track enough.
Okay.
I really don't. And again, I think it's really it's a time thing. Like, I'm fully aware that, and this it's going to possibly make me seem like a tin pot businessman, but I'm so involved in what I do that actually I could be checking the stats on the videos, my video views and things like that, and my posts on LinkedIn, where I'm discovering that LinkedIn is where I'm getting a lot of response, and maybe I should be really checking out where the good posts and the bad posts. But do you know what? I know that every time I put a video out, I get about a 10% engagement on my posts. if I put out a kind of a quote or a picture or something like that, I might get 1 or 2 likes.
Yeah. So you do look at the stats.
I do.
Maybe not.
I don't
religiously.
Real deep. I don't. And partly that's because I'm a creative.
Yeah.
And my brain isn't like a statistic driven.
But I think that's so normal. You know, I know so many creatives who are great at what they do, or even not creative. They're brilliant at what they do. These business owners. And just because, you know, generic life tells you that you should be this suit and tie business owner who knows all their numbers, all their marketing figures. Well, no, we're human.
Well, that's it. And you know, like I said, for me, this has been a learning journey the whole way through. I don't have anyone to draw experience from in my family to be saying, actually, everything I'm doing now, I'm kind of thinking, gosh, I wish somebody had taught me that earlier. And now when I look at my own children and they talk about the things that they want to do with their lives, and the world is such a different place that you can just do whatever you want now. You know, anyone can set, like my daughter loves dance and she talks about running her own dance school. I mean, that's something that growing up, well, I would never have considered.
No. And I think, you know, just for those 3 questions there, thank you for doing that, by the way. We've got 2 great ideas of, you know, what causes businesses pain, and 1 real insight into some honesty. And I think, yeah, that's what business is. You know, between us, we've got to share our pains and, you know, why certain things are more important than others, and also be honest. You know,
absolutely. My whole thing, you know, has always been just be yourself. You can't be anything. Like, people see through it.
Yeah.
I could have tried to bluster through some. Oh, well, I actually I've tried to check out these stats. I'm always, you know, delving into Google Analytics and working out. But the truth is, you know, we're all muddling through our daily lives, trying to balance family and work, and you know, bringing in new leads.
Someone else that was on here, they said the same thing. You know, be yourself, and there are people that will like you. And
there's some that won't.
And that's absolutely fine.
Absolutely.
So to finish us off, one top tip for anyone that's looking to either improve their video marketing, videography, or start. So what's your #1 tip that you would give anyone?
Well, I think a bit like what we said before, is understanding what value the video will bring to your business. And getting that clear in your head is the kind of overcoming the first hurdle. And then I think it's a case of, I mean, there's so many things we could talk about, the technical stuff or how you actually present. But what I would say is just make a video and put it out.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, if you're recording a video, you don't have to take your first take. It could be your second, your third, your fourth, your fifth, your sixth, your 25th take. But once you're semi-happy with it, and you'll never be 100% happy with it, put it out. Okay? Because the worst thing you can do is, and I hear it from so many people, is we made some videos, but we never put them out. And it's a building process. Put your first video out, get the reaction, because a video is better than no video.
Yeah.
Okay?
Rome wasn't built in a day.
Exactly. So if you don't like it, you've put your video out, your customers are getting to see the content, make another one next week. Make it better. Build on it.
There you go.
That would be, it's put the video out, don't sit on it, because if not now, when?
Exactly. So top tip, get the video out. John, thank you very much for joining us. It's been great to find out about fearless in your story and some great tips there. Yeah, really thank you for joining us. Cheers.
No problem at all, really enjoyed it.